I believe we're live. All right. Now all I have to do is sit and wait for some people to join. I am a minute early. The Packard. Ready to start on this thing. What's going on, Joe? What's up, Curtis? Oh, God. John Doc's in here. The Tahoe is a 2004. Truck Guy Joe, how are you doing? I think John Doc is watching, even though he's supposed to be editing a video right now. Lebanon, Indiana, in the house. Oh, gosh. All right, so I guess let's start the Q&A. We are 34 people watching right now. When am I going to dyno the Tahoe? Hopefully this week. Our dyno schedule is like 3 weeks out. It's packed up at RPM, so I have not had a chance to get it on the dyno. Our tuner, Chris, I hate asking him to stay late because I hate it when people ask me to stay late. So, you know, we're going to try to get it on at lunch one day this week, and we'll make it happen. Take off your pants. I can't do that, Norm. Plans for the Packard. Plans for the Packard are to get it running, which is important. And let's see. There's the carburetor and the fuel pump off the Packard. I pulled them off a little while ago, and I'm ready to rebuild them. I just haven't had a chance because I've been working on the Tahoe so much. If the motor isn't good in the Packard, I'm going to have it rebuilt. Part of the cool thing about this car is its heritage, and a straight 8 flathead is just cool. If I had to do the Tahoe again, would I? Yes, I would, because I drove it a little bit today and it's awesome. And Wes, you get nothing. Do you think John Doc's car... Oh gosh, they're going too fast. John Doc's car will beat my 69 Camaro. What is done to your 69 Camaro? Am I doing an LS swap on the Packard? No. Are you going to dyno the Packard just for kicks? I actually haven't thought about it, but I think it would be a disappointment, honestly. So I might not. It would be funny, though, to see. Break any bolts when I took off the stock exhaust manifold from the Tahoe. I'm looking at putting headers on my Silverado. Actually, no, because I had just rebuilt the motor about 2 years ago. So all the bolts were fresh and still good to go. So I was lucky enough to not break any. Do I remember Zach Wood? Yes, I do. Is the Packard going to get bagged? Yes, it is. So it's going to be kind of a long process. I am going to bag it eventually. I want to get it running and moving under its own power first, which means fuel system, ignition system, electrical. The brakes need to work. The steering needs some work done to it. But yes, I am going to bag it. 5.3 with an LSA. I have not found a way to do a throttle body yet. I've been kind of lazy. I have not even looked into doing it. I want to drive it. So I'm not going to change anything else that's going to hinder me from getting it on the dyno and getting it road ready. Let's see. Twin turbo LQ9 Packard. If I had the money, I would. Honestly, I would do something so ridiculous. But if you look at the Packard, it's an okay car. It's not rotted out terrible. There are some spots on it. The fender's got a rust spot in it. And the floors are in kind of rough shape, which I don't know how much you guys can see. I've got a towel laid down over there. But it needs some restoration work before I do any mechanical work, I guess you could say. What else we got? What size throttle body did I put on the Tahoe? It is stock. Yeah, the throttle body stock on the Tahoe. Local drag strip. We run mostly at Galot Motorsports Park and Fayetteville drag strip. X-Pipe or H-Pipe? Your thoughts? I'm definitely a fan of the X-Pipe, but Fords sound better with H-Pipes. GM sound better with X-Pipes. I don't know why. I think it has to do more with firing order than anything, but I'm definitely an X-Pipe fan. The Tahoe is going on the dyno one day this week, so I hope to have a video out by the end of the week, by Friday, hopefully Saturday at the latest. Thanks for life. You're right. Trans Am versus Bonneville? No, you said you wanted the Buick. Bitch. Watch the video on the Packard. I agree with your ideas on it. Thank you, Miss Christopher Womack. It's going to be a sweet cruiser. Yes. 4L80, hopefully. Not in the Tahoe. 4L60 life. Yeah, buddy. When the Tahoe is done, will it beat the cow? Yes, because I'm putting the Tahoe together before I put the cow together. What motor does the Tahoe have? The Tahoe has a 5.3, the original 5.3, that's been rebuilt with aftermarket pistons, stock rods. It has aftermarket rod bolts, shaved heads, cam, headers, LSA blower, so on and so forth. I've got a 6-liter with a 4L80 and an 06 3500 1-ton. If you're interested, let me know. How much? Calmero versus Nick Freedom Rocket. It's going to happen. When is John going to put a cannon on his on the Trans Am? What kind of cannon? What color are you going to paint the Packard? I want to leave it the two-tone green, so that's actually the factory color. It's like creamy light green and then dark green top, and same color interior, so I want to leave it that color. When will the hoe be done? Hopefully by the end of the week. How much nitrous are you going through the Tahoe? I don't want to spray it, but I freaking will if I have to. Price cheaper to rebuild 4L60 or buy one? Definitely to rebuild. When will the hoe be done? By the end of the week. In my shop, we have a 47 Hudson truck going LS and supercharged. That's pretty cool. John Doc is awesome. No, he's not. And thank you. I will keep up the great videos. I try. Cannon as in a big nitrous jet. I don't know what John's plans are. He might have to go live later and tell you guys. I am staying out of the Trans Am project. I will not touch that car unless he gets in over his head. I'm not doing that one. I did the cow. He can get the salty chicken. Please advise preferred beer. I'm a natty light kind of guy. People think it's weird, but here in the South, that's what we drink. It's so hot and we drink so fast that we drink natty light. Add PayPal for merch. If you look at my merch on Big Cartel, which John hooked me up with, PayPal should work, but I will get with him and make sure. Ever gonna build a carbed LS? I actually had a carbureted LS in the Buick before I went fuel injected. 9 years old and a big fan. I appreciate all the love. Jeff is actually my brother. I had to tell the people. Really? Really? Is the salty chicken the official name? Actually, it is not. It is El Pollo Salado, but John is too weak to put it up there as El Pollo Salado. Since you have family in Michigan, I'll give you a discount. I'll put the details on your Instagram. I appreciate that. How do I get an RPM hat? We actually should have these on our website, and I think we just ran out, but we have more coming. So rpmmotorsportsnc.com, you can buy these hats. I am actually a drive-by-wire fan if you're 58 tooth. The 58 tooth computers are a lot more responsive and they work a lot better. LS Turbo Freak 91, thank you for the love. Chick-fil-A or Raising Cane's? I don't know what Raising Cane's is, so Chick-fil-A. Ooh, Eric Brown, cold. Love the TIG videos. How about another cool, what do I call it, giveaway? I'm going to do something pretty big for 10K, which, in case you guys haven't been keeping up, I'm over 5,600 already. I just hit 5,000 less than a week ago. So the videos and the channel are growing really quick. So 10K, I'm going to do something big. We're going to do a big giveaway. Shirts and hats, and we'll do a push-up challenge or something. I'll give away Mountain Dew, Monster, something. We're going to do something big. If I ever drove in a Lambo, actually I have, but about 10 years ago, so it really wasn't that fast. Boxers or briefs? I am a boxer kind of guy. 2-bar speed density tune or 3-bar hybrid between MAF and speed density. I'm actually a fan of speed density, and I'm running a 2.5 bar in the Tahoe. I've run race cars with 5-bar map sensors before. Speed density, I think, is definitely the way to go. And the comments went away. There we go. Step side Chevy or fleet side? Ooh, I am a fleet side kind of guy. Do you like 3rd Gen F bodies? I used to own a 3rd Gen F body. I had a 1988 Camaro Z28 back when I was in high school with a TunePort 305 in it. I had it lowered on Lexani chrome wheels, custom painted, custom interior, big stereo system in it, which is what I was into back then. So, yep, 3rd Gen. Never had a mullet though, but I definitely owned a 3rd Gen. What time does the Regal run in the 8th? I don't know. The fastest I've ever been in the quarter is 1090s, and that was on street tires, spinning a lot and leaving on no boost. It's probably capable of doing like 690s in the 8th would be my guess. Plans for TX2K. I wish I could go, but I work far too much to go to TX2K. Who works at RPM that will return your call? Call John up at RPM, and if he doesn't return your call, I'll put a foot in his butt. I got young kids in here. I can't swear. Why don't you run it? I will let you guys know when I take the Tahoe to the racetrack. I'll put a notice out on Instagram. Be sure you follow me on Instagram. There's always a link in the description of all my videos, and I will let you guys know when I take the Tahoe to the track to run it. I've got a 91 GTA I'm doing. Why is it running away? There we go. Doing a 5.3 carb. I don't mind the 5.3 or the 6.0 or the anything carbureted. Hold on. There we go. The carbed LS. Can I run my 06 stock Suburban computer with an LSA on a 5.3? Yes, you should be able to. Greg A's race truck with the hoe. No, there's no way that I could keep up with Greg A's race truck. If he had like a street truck, then yeah, I would definitely race Greg A. I would definitely take a Tesla. I would. Why not? All right, we got 40 people in here right now. The questions are rolling in. If I missed your question, ask me again, because it's really hard for me to keep up with all these. And scroll back a little bit. Yeah, Williams81, if you call up to RPM and ask for John, I will make sure that he gets back to you. If you leave a voicemail, we try to check our voicemails every morning. Our phone line stays so busy that it's hard for us to get every call, but we will definitely get back to you as soon as we can. What brake booster setup would you recommend for a 72 Nova small block Chevy with no vacuum, but we have a vacuum pump? That's kind of a tough one. If you have a vacuum pump on it, are you talking about an electric vacuum pump or a vacuum pump for the engine itself? Because that'll make a difference. If you could go Hydro Boost, like if you have power steering, that would be the best thing. If not, I would probably convert over to manual brakes and just change your pedal ratio, and that should give you a much better brake pedal. I prefer Lucifer, actually. Am I ever on Horsepower Junkies? I used to be on Horsepower Junkies a lot. When I moved down here like 9 years ago, I was big on HPJ. And the forum is kind of slowed down, so I don't really go on there much anymore. Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff kind of took over the whole forum thing. Terry LSX LSA Chevelle. Yes, I have seen the LSA Chevelle, and it is awesome. I would love to own that car. The rear end setup in the Regal is scary. It is still a stock well, it's not stock. It's a 7.5 inch with aftermarket gears and aftermarket posi and 31 spline axles, but it is still a 7.5 inch rear. This, since you asked, is what will be going in it sooner or later. This is a 8.8 out of a Ford with 373 gears, and a locker. I just have to figure out the brake setup, and then I've already got the control arms to put it in there. I am just being lazy. I've been working on the Tahoe too much. What is the fastest car I have driven? The fastest car that I have driven is the shop car up at RPM Motorsports. I've been a what was it? It was a 914 at 148 miles an hour, I believe. Favorite newer truck? I really like the new GMC trucks. I am a huge fan. We had a new Denali HD in the shop the other day, and it is an absolutely beautiful truck. I would love to own one. I heard that they put a monkey in the Tesla that they launched into space, but I don't know. What's that on your nose? I don't know, but I will turn around and look. Pipes, exhaust, or Flowmaster? Truck Guy Joe, neither. It's actually been proven that Flowmasters lose horsepower when you put them on the car. You will not like them. Pipes I haven't dealt a whole lot with, but I can tell you if you go with like a Stainless Works or a MagnaFlow, you'll be a lot better off. Do I have a mail address? Yes, I do. Ever entertain the idea of some subscribers helping with a build and hanging out? So what we're going to do is we have a YouTube call out coming up in, John, if you're still in here, tell me when it is. But it's going to be at Galot Motorsports Park. And our goal when we go down there is to meet a bunch of our subscribers and fans and get to know some of you guys a little bit better. Because I'm always looking for people to hang out and work on cars. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Bang for the buck power mod for a 17 Silverado. Cold air and a tune. Definitely the best way to go. The 8.8 is fairly easy to swap. They make parts to do it. If I had the stock Ford brakes on it, I could use them. But there are companies that make control arms upper and lower so that you can bolt it right in. You just have to make sure that you get the right year rear end so that it's the right width. Turbo or supercharged? Honestly, I am a turbo guy, but now I own 2 supercharged vehicles. So, yeah, I like turbos, but superchargers are kind of taking over. How much money so far have you invested in the Tahoe? Christopher, are you talking about just for the LSA swap or all together? Favorite car color? White. Definitely white. If I ever, back in high school, we used to race a lot, and I have been dared to do stupid things in cars before that I cannot disclose. More welding videos on the way, because I am running out of cars to work on currently, so yes, there will be more welding videos on the way. I think GM will ever put a 6.2 and a 2500 HD? I don't know. It's kind of weird what GM is doing right now. The direct injected stuff and the diesel stuff, it's all kind of becoming separate. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Duramax Race Bullet. Oh, Dynamax Race Bullet mufflers. I think they're awesome and they're loud and they sound great on race cars. All right, guys. John just replied, there is no release date yet for the YouTube call out at Galot Motorsports Park, but it will be in June. Are you on Performance Trucks? I'm actually on no forums, and everyone keeps telling me I need to be on the forums to show off the Tahoe, but I honestly stay so busy with all the other stuff that it's hard for me to post on any more social media platforms. I will, but it's going to be a slow process. 96 S10 Blazer all-wheel drive and 5.3 swap. Should I turbo or supercharge it? Really depends on how much of the work you can do yourself. Superchargers bolt on, turbo kits, they don't. Dang, Norm is live. Yanko Chevy trucks, 800 horsepower. Well, the new Yanko trucks, I don't know how I feel about them yet because they won't release any of the specs on them. So the new Yanko trucks are going to be like an aftermarket with a warranty race truck, basically. And they're saying 800 horsepower, but they won't say what they're doing to it. They won't say what engine it's going to use, what transmission and supercharger and all that stuff. So until they release more details, I don't really believe the 800 horsepower thing. Because with the 800 horsepower stuff on direct injected motors, you start getting into big fueling issues. So I want to see how they're going to fix that first. All together, buddy. YouTube call out in B-Town. It sounds like it. So we're working out the details right now. I shouldn't say we. I'm not doing a damn thing. I am just going. So, but yes, there is supposed to be one. Oh, Truck Norris. You mean the truck that you're never going to build? Oh, let's see. What else we got here? Do you guys ever get into stereo system stuff when you're doing projects? No. Up at RPM, we do not do any stereo system installs. We leave that to the professionals. I've done it in the past. All my cars have aftermarket stereos in them, but we're more of a performance shop. We don't really do audio installation up there. We're probably a little behind the times too. There's so much new technology out there that it would take us a long time to get into it. How's the Packard coming along? Just Your Neighborhood Drunk. That is an awesome screen name. The Packard is coming very slow. It is next on my list of stuff to do. I've got the carburetor and the fuel pump off of it. I'm going to start working on it soon. I promise, because I want to hear it run. I want to make sure it runs. So that is definitely on the list. Ooh, 900 to 1,000 horsepower. All right. Did you put a smaller pulley on the LSA supercharger? Yes, I did, from stock. So I don't know how big stock is. I think it's like 2.8 is the pulley size. I went with a 2.55, which is what we normally do on our packages that we put on LSAs. 2.55 upper is like the standard. If I don't make enough boost, they make a 2.38 pulley that I can put on it, which will probably give me another pound and a half. But until I get it on the dyno, I won't know what it does. I have absolutely no idea if a Chevy van rear end will bolt into a Tahoe. I don't think so, because I think the Chevy vans were leaf spring. Pretty sure they were leaf spring. Have I ever driven someone else's vehicle faster than they have? Yep. The driver mod. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, that's me. If you have spongy brakes on your Tahoe, you probably have brake line issues. Would be my guess. All the rubber brake lines are probably expanding when you hit the brake, and that's why you have a spongy pedal. Because if you have a 99 Tahoe, it should be Hydro Boost, but correct me if I'm wrong. Your Regal is my dream ride. Been looking for a clean one to build since I first saw yours. It's hard to find a nice car to start with. Mike Lee, you could just buy mine. Just saying. What are my plans for drag racing this year? That's a good question, because I don't really know. Usually I drive the RPM shop car, which is taken apart right now. We took the motor out of it a couple of weeks ago to get it built. We're doing better forged internals. We're going to do a different set of heads. We're doing all sorts of craziness with it. Different billet intake, pro charger, stuff like that. And I was really looking forward to running that car this year. But we recently found out that that car will not be legal to do Hot Rod Drag Week, which is something that we really wanted to do. So I don't know what the plan is with that car right now. I haven't been able to spend enough time up front and talk to the owner, Ryan, and to see if we're going to do something. We might put it together, make the number, take it to the track once, and call it quits. So I don't know. Safety is a pretty big concern with that car because it is so fast already. And we don't want to cut it up and make a race car out of it. So plans coming, but nothing set in stone yet. What cam did I use in my Tahoe? It is a 220, hang on, it's a reverse split 228, 224 truck cam with right around 600 lift on a 114 LSA. What would be the best engine power adder combo for a daily going in an 87 G body? Probably an LS3 with a blower on it would be the best way to do it. I mean, 600 to 700 horsepower is easily obtainable, and they make kits to put everything together. So not that hard to do. Yes, airbag systems are expensive, unfortunately. What am I drinking? Eric Seaman, guess. It's in a Yeti, so. How's the LSA swap going? Good. Waiting to get it on the dyno. Our dyno schedule is busy as hell, so I have not got it on the dyno yet, but it is ready to go on the dyno. What is a good cam for a 5.3 daily driver? It depends on if you want to put a torque converter in it or not. If you're not going to put a torque converter in it, I wouldn't go anything bigger than like a 220 truck cam. Look at Brian Tooley Racing cams. He has a bunch of good truck cams. Ever flip your air cleaner lid over? No. I always put K&N with chrome lids on any of my carbureted or throttle body injected stuff. But yeah, I definitely remember doing that back in the day. Crowning Coke. Nope. Guess again. Drinking whiskey. Part of it's whiskey. What do you charge for a LSA swap? Honestly, I don't know. The amount of time I have invested in mine, most people probably wouldn't pay to have done. Labor-wise, it would probably be like 2,500 bucks. So, and then you got all the parts on top of that. So, it's kind of a hard scenario because I do so many custom things when I work on my own cars. It would be different than me just bolting on parts that people provide. So, 2,500 bucks in labor is probably about accurate. Am I going to do a sloppy build in the foreseeable future? What do you mean by a sloppy build? It's the hardest car you have to build. A 57 Chevy that I'm working on right now is a terrible car to build. I hate it. I really do, because nothing is where it's supposed to be. Everything's different. Bolts don't go where they're supposed to. Half of it's metric, half of it's standard. Not fun. I'm working on a 2017 Z06 right now. Love it. I had the motor out in like 4 hours, tore apart. It's all clean now. It's ready to go back together. I plan on having the motor back in it by lunch tomorrow. And then I get to start bolting on the headers, and we're doing a meth kit, heat exchanger, and all that stuff. But I can build a 900 horsepower Z06 in 4 days, where I've been working on this 57 Chevy for 4 weeks, and it's not done yet. Joe212, are you going to use meth? Not on camera, but maybe when I shut the camera off. And thank you, Drag Bike Demon. I appreciate it. Jack and Coke, getting closer. What lowering kit do I have on the hoe? And would you recommend it? I have a McGoy's 4.6 drop with shocks. And yes, I would absolutely recommend it. It rides really good on 24s. I've never heard of Raising Cane's, but I'm going to look into it. Bourbon and Sundrop. Oh, we're getting much closer. Nice Tahoe. Thank you. Will I ever race the Buick against John's Fire Chicken? John is going to have to come off of some money if he wants the Buick on the racetrack. What car do you regret selling? Ooh. I had a standard cab short bed 2000 Silverado that was black, lowered. That was actually a really, really nice truck. And I sold it before they gained a bunch of value. So everyone wants them now. Back then, no one wanted them. So it had like 120,000 miles on it. It was really clean. 5.3 truck, 2-wheel drive, lowered on 22s. I sold it for like 3,500 bucks. And it was running and driving. I should have never done it. Whiskey and Mountain Dew. Cody, we have a winner. Whiskey and Mountain Dew. How much money do I have invested in the Tahoe so far? Are you talking about just in the LSA swap or in the entire truck? Meant on the Tahoe, Joe212. Joe, I don't remember your last comment because they're coming in so quick. Oh, about the meth. No, I don't plan on putting meth on the Tahoe right now, but we'll see. I might in the future if I need it. Cody, Mountain Dew and whiskey is a big thing around North Carolina. I usually don't, but tonight I do. The entire truck, I think I bought the truck for $7 grand. I did the motor, that was probably $4 grand. The headers and the LSA swap, I haven't added up yet because I'm scared to. I probably, in this part of the build, have $5 grand invested. So 5, 7, and 4, 9 is 16 grand. Oh, then I lowered it and put wheels on it. That was like 1,500 bucks. So, too much? Too much the right answer? I have too much invested in it. You're going to use meth on the Tahoe. I do not plan to. I don't plan on using meth on the Tahoe because I shouldn't need it being E85 and having the big heat exchanger tank and all that. So no, I don't plan on using it. I have it there if I ever need to. Oh, that sloppy mechanics. Right. About 20. So I don't know. When the channel gets a little bit bigger, and I hope that it does, I want to do a build just for the channel. So what I'll probably do a Fox body Mustang, but I'll start out LS swapping it with a big cam in it, and then I'll put nitrous on it, and I'll do stuff like that. So turbo cars are really cool, but the initial cost is really expensive. So what I'd like to do is start with something small and work my way up to that. Get a car that I can get running and driving fairly cheap, and then move up to a big turbo build or something like that. How about some free shirts? You'll be my best friend. I have to figure out how to give away shirts. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm working on it. What's a better engine to mod, the 5.3 or the 6.2? Definitely a 6.2. And Wes, there are children in here, Wes. Trans brake turbo 400 on the street? Yep. All day, every day. I know people that do it. When am I going to have hoodies for sale? Probably not until next year. I know it's still cold up north, but down here it's getting warm. It's actually cold today. The past 3 days have been almost 80 degrees. How much power does the Tahoe have? I don't know yet because I haven't put it back on the dyno with the LSA. With just the headers and cam and stuff like that, it made like 319 to the wheels, I believe it was. We are going to resto mod the Packard. I cannot afford a restoration on this car. So running, driving, and then we'll go from there. Do I work on an LT1? The new or the old LT1? The older style ones. Honestly, I mean, I swear I do not know how to work on those cars. The old LT1s, I never learned how to work on, and I refused to learn how to work on them. And it's not because I don't like them. It's because I wanted to concentrate more on the new stuff. So I wanted to concentrate on the LS and the new LT ones. And the old stuff, it's getting old. It's like small blocks. No one really does them anymore. Let's see. I'll start going LS in my Chevelle later this year, starting with the Junkyard 5.3. I'm torn between turbo and LSA. Since you have done both, if I'm doing an older car where I've got a lot of room to work, turbo. I love turbo cars, and they're so cool to see in old cars too. So no one makes a kit, of course, but in old cars you have so much room to do stuff. I would definitely buy a set of turbo headers and start doing a turbo swap. So Marcos, let me show you this car, since you're talking about restoring and stuff like that. Come on. All right. So here's what we got on the Packard real quick. So you can see here's a rust spot that we need to fix. But the problem is this car was restored like 20 years ago. So you can see the Bondo that is coming out from under the paint. And if you get back here to the trunk lid, you can see our major issue. So that's all Bondo popping around the trunk emblem. And I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, that's Bondo there. That's steel. So there's no holes or anything, you know, rusted in the body. But I mean, you can see all the Bondo they used on this thing. It's terrible. So for me to clear over it is going to be kind of hard. Let's see, what do we got? What's the best mod I can do for a budget besides exhaust and cold air on an '08 Denali? Probably bolting a supercharger on it. Bolt-on kits are awesome. Is your Buick an original Turbo T, T-Type? No, my Buick is originally a Regal Limited vinyl top car with a naturally aspirated, I'm sorry, Ron Jeremy. It's a naturally aspirated V6 car. What's done to my bike? Well, a lot. It's a twisted chopper's frame with a Buell donor. So it's a Buell Firebolt 1200 motor with higher compression pistons and Screaming Eagle cams in it. And then the, what did they call this exhaust? I'm going to forget now. Loud AF. Yeah, that's it. LAF pipes, and it's very loud. I can start it real quick if I can get a couple thumbs up. If I get up to 25 likes real quick, I'll fire it up. Yeah, I'm kind of upset that the Packard has so much Bondo in it. One day I'll probably rebuild it, or I'm sorry, one day I'll probably do all the body work, but for now it's just it'll just be like it is, old and heavy. Wow, I got up to 30 likes, 32. I guess I'm gonna start the bike then. All right, hang on one second, I'll fire it up. Have to find a way to prop up the camera. RIP headphone users. Yeah, that's true. All right, well there, you guys heard it run. I hope it sounded all right. I don't know how you could hear it through the phone. Probably not well. Rev that shit. It's cold, man. Yeah, it is really loud. But I'm a very cautious rider. I ride a little bit aggressive just so that I'm never riding right next to someone. So MO, is that Montana? I think that's Montana. Yeah, so I'm showing up to 39 likes. So I'm going to keep this video going for just a few more minutes. If you guys have any more questions, be sure you ask before I cut it short for the night. John lives with his landlords, and I can't mess up his lawn. John has already messed up his lawn enough. You rev it to warm it up faster, duh. Okay, Missouri. Got it. Billy from Missouri. Ever fishtail it? No, it actually hooks. So the rear tire is kind of wide. So it hooks up pretty good. And you can see the engine kind of hangs out of one side pretty far. But it's a bad little ride. I like it. All right, guys, we'll give this a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to cut it off. I need to keep going on this guy. It's lonely. I actually have not messed with Holly Sniper very much. So, yeah, come on by the shop and we can talk about it a little more in depth. Where is the Tahoe? The Tahoe is sitting up at RPM Motorsports waiting to get tuned. How about a diesel in the green car? I don't know. I'd like to get the straight 8 running that's in it, but one day, who knows? I could do something dumb. Yeah, pro-charged bikes are awesome, but I would definitely kill myself on one. And Ghost WS6, there will be more TIG welding videos coming out. Ooh, favorite movie? I actually like the John Wick movies. They're probably my favorite recently. But then I like, you know, classics like Fast Times at Ridgemont High and stuff like that. Ever been on the power tour? No, but I definitely want to this year. I just don't know what car I'm going to take yet. You guys use Fast mostly. Actually, no, we use Holly a lot more than anything now. We have used Fast in the past. We've used Big Stuff. FI Tech, I'm actually not a huge fan of, but we have used a couple of them. But Holly has been our go-to recently. What you think of squids? I don't know if I'm still considered a squid. I don't think I am. I don't really ride with anyone. I'm kind of a loner when it comes to that. I take my bike out and I just ride by myself for an hour or so. But I don't hang out with enough people to know if I am or am not a squid. Favorite car movie? Ooh. Favorite car movie? Gone in 60 Seconds. That was easy. Favorite car? I don't really have one. If I could buy a car, I would probably buy a new CTSV. Because they are just awesome cars all the way around. Where did I get those pie cuts at? I bought those from RJ's Custom Piping in Raleigh, North Carolina. If you need them, I can put a link in the next description. I'm sorry, the next video's description. Thanks, Brett. Thank you for stopping in. Brent. Sorry, Brent. One Man Wolf Pack. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, Marcos, I'm going to do a shirt giveaway. I'm going to do something where you guys have to guess, like a horsepower number or a time at the track, something like that. Thanks, about 20. Do I wave at mopeds? Nope, I sure don't. I don't believe mopeds belong on the road at all. And Christine was a good movie. You're right. 4L70 transmissions, they work fine depending on what you want to do. Kind of a half step between 4L60 and 4L80. 4L60s, you can put 4L70 parts in. That's what I have right now. So if you can, go 4L80. Billy, for the 2000 Z28 heads cam package. Depends on how much power you want to make, man. I really would probably leave the stock heads on it. And, because if you get into a set of like performance power or something like that, they kind of suck. Just put a good cam in it. Something from Brian Tooley would be really good. And just go from there. Are you baked right now in the garage? No. No, I'm not. 08 R6, my parents didn't let me get bikes behind their back. And I used to love the R6. I had an 06 600RR that I absolutely loved. I do prefer Holly over Fast. Yes, I do. Holly is so much more user-friendly. Well, Silverado, that's what I have. That's it. If you're doing a small block Chevy, Pro Charger, Marcos, that's what I would do. If you're going from throttle body injected to carburetor, you're going to have to do something with the ignition system, and I can't remember what it is. I've done it before, but it's been a while. Oh. All right, got about 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to call it quits for the night. And I have to go watch Street Outlaws. It's almost time. Should you use EFI? Man, it's hard to say. It depends on what you want to do with it. Carburetors work fine for like daily driven street stuff, unless you're trying to make it. Sorry, something happened. But anyway, I'm going to get off here for tonight. I appreciate everyone that stopped in and checked it out. Thanks for all the questions. Favorite band to listen to while welding? That's a good one. Probably like Static X would be my favorite band to listen to while welding. So I'm going to call it quits for the night. I hope you guys have a good one. I use pump E85 West. Oh gosh, till next time. Thanks. Q&A, see you around. All right, guys, I appreciate everyone watching. If I didn't get to your question, I'm sorry, but I think I caught them all. And be ready for the dyno video of the Tahoe. I should have that out by the end of the week. Y'all be good.